A thick plume of smoke rose over the Tel Aviv skyline Tuesday morning. Down on the street, emergency responders and armed security cordoned off a central city block after an Iranian munition carrying a substantial explosive payload slammed into the area, setting cars ablaze and sending at least 6 people to the hospital. This direct hit landed exactly as global audiences were being offered a glimmer of optimism for peace. Donald Trump had recently played up the chances of a diplomatic deal to end the conflict. About 40 minutes before the Tel Aviv strike, he had successfully delayed military action against Iran's power infrastructure. The debris in central Israel shattered that diplomatic illusion. The conflict has accelerated, breaking out of its original geographic borders. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu immediately rejected any notion of a pause. He vowed to continue striking targets in both Tehran and Lebanon, stating bluntly, "There's more to come." In response, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the primary branch of the Iranian armed forces responsible for the country's ballistic missile programs, issued its own threat. They promised to launch heavy drone and missile attacks at Israeli troops without restraint. The military branch laid out a rigid ultimatum. The incoming fire will only stop if Israel completely ceases its operations in Lebanon and Palestine. Both sides are locked in a self-sustaining cycle of retaliation. The diplomatic track is moving too slowly to catch up with the momentum of the military commands. This regional map shows the sheer scale of the engagement. The combatants are separated by over 1,000 miles, requiring ballistic trajectories to bridge Tehran and Tel Aviv. In 24 hours, Israel initiated a massive retaliatory wave, recording 206 separate strikes across 15 Iranian provinces. The human toll is mounting. Since the US and Israel began this campaign of bombardment, estimates of combined military and civilian deaths in Iran have surpassed 1,500 people, with some rights groups reporting figures double that. Israel's military claims it has established near total control over Iranian airspace. They report eliminating more than 70. Both militaries are striking each other directly, but carefully stepping around the targets that would guarantee an all-out regional collapse. The core energy grid is safe for now, but with hundreds of munitions flying across the Middle East every day, a single miscalculation or interception failure makes an accidental escalation highly likely. That spillover is already happening. Looking at this map of the Persian Gulf, the conflict is clearly bleeding into secondary territories. In Bahrain, an Iranian attack sparked a fire at an industrial site, forcing civil defense units to scramble. In Kuwait, falling shrapnel from air defense interceptions severely damaged local power lines, plunging parts of the area into temporary electricity outages. Most critically, Saudi Arabia's defense ministry reported tracking and destroying 19 Iranian drones aimed directly at its oil-rich eastern province. These secondary strikes share a common geography. They are increasingly threatening the world's most dense concentration of petroleum infrastructure. Diplomatic off-ramps are failing as the physical reality of war moves faster than the negotiators. The blast in central Tel Aviv acted as the ignition point for a fire that has now spread across the entire region. As the radius of this conflict expands outward, it is dragging the entire global energy market and the global economy directly into the crosshairs.